Afternoon, VHR Sign here. I'm going to go ahead and cover Kromog. This is video 7 of the bosses in Blackrock Foundry. I'm going to cover mechanics and general movements. Due to a frenzy effect that's available at 30% involving Kromog, the increased damage and attack speed go through the roof. So what we're going to do is hero at 30% to make sure that we have the necessary damage going out to finish up the fight and also the necessary heals to be present. I'm going to go over his basic mechanical functions. Kromog starts with a slam function. It's raid wide distance. Basically, the further you are away from, the less damage that you're going to take, but it's going to be pretty high on the tanks. Rippling smash. It's a random cone attack, very similar, for example, to what like Gruul does. He's going to turn towards a random person and do the attack. So what you're going to want to make sure that you're doing is that we have a tight grouping around him, but also some spacing, so that way we minimize the impact of slam consistently throughout the encounter. Basically, look for it. If it's aimed towards you or somebody that you're near, you're going to have to avoid it, move out of it. Next is reverberations. Reverberations is a yellow circle attack that he throws out. It travels straight out from the boss. It's circular in its attack and it travels a straight line. So, but upon contact with one individual or a pet, for example, it dissipates. Best option that we have for that naturally is going to be avoid as it comes out. Next is the Rune of Crushing Earth. It looks like two hands. I would assume that its attack is going to be something where it's going to kind of appear, and if you're in the area when the two come together, that's going to be your problem. It's going to be casted about every 25 seconds. As soon as it activates at the 25-second mark, a few seconds prior, it's going to cast another one, so there's going to be multiple ones on the floor, so it's going to change up where your positioning is at times, so make sure that you pay attention for that. Shattered Earth, random attack. He's going to pick 4 people, and then he's going to cast it on them. You're going to take moderate natural damage. So we'll just have to look for that. And that's just going to be a healing, a healing mechanism that we're going to have to look for. It's just to throw out more damage. Stone Breath. Stone Breath, I think, is going to be infused in general when we talk about the next part, which is Rune of Grasping Earth, Thundering Blows. Basically, if the tank isn't present and right up on it, the 2 tanks aren't present, or at least one melee person isn't present, then he's going to go ahead and do the attack, and he's going to randomly do it anyway every 30 seconds. And I would assume it's probably going to be on the tanks when he does do it, so every 30 seconds we'll have to watch for that spike in damage. Now going into the main function, this is kind of like phase 2, or we could say, transition 1, something of that nature. He's going to cast Rune of Grasping Earth, and at that point what we're going to have to do is go from being in a tighter format where we're going to kind of be together as range, be together as melee, and then tank stacked, to a spread out, and then every person needs to find one orange rune on the ground. Basically, the rune is going to grab you and prevent you from, when he does his thundering blows, from doing damage to you by knocking you up in the air and then causing you to fall. Now, I'm sure that the fall can be mitigated for some classes, and other classes it can't be. Defenses might be able to make you survive through it on normal. I'm not sure the impact on heroic. Naturally, it'll be more damage out, more damage in. That's how it works. What you want to do upon getting to your rune is 1 person per rune, so everybody's got to kind of find their own. So what we'll probably do is break down the sections, and we'll talk about that in a little bit on the next video series. Damage the rune basically up until the point where Thundering Blows completes, and that rune can then be killed. So naturally watch your total damage into it, and if your range, you have, for example, dots and things like that, start throwing those around, especially towards the healers, so that way we can free them up. You're going to burn it until Thundering Blows is done, and then at that point, finish it off, get free, and then we're going to go back to our starting formation. This is going to occur at the 1-minute mark, and then every 2 minutes after. So, in essence, what we're seeing with this fight is that we're going to get a solid minute to learn how to do all of his functions, and then we're going to have 30 seconds at that point to figure out how to do Runes of Grasping Earth properly and Thundering Blows properly. So what's really nice about this fight is that if we don't do it right, is we're going to get a really quick restart. And so we'll be able to do it quite a few times to be able to figure it out within a prompt amount of time. Now, as far as our layout and whatnot, I'm going to do another video next that's going to cover all that and how we're going to set that up. As far as this video here, if you have any comments or whatnot, please post it below. If you enjoyed it, you thought it was informative, please click like, also share. And again, thank you. I appreciate it for all the effort and time that people have been putting in. Channel's been doing really good. Let's keep it going, okay? Let's go VHR.